And we don't hear you yet, but it's fine. Yeah, please, Alex, start.
And I start the recording, which means I say, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is not Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, which obviously I'm a big fan of, but this is you, a team of very talented people together to join this lightning decision jam of Benji and myself, and we are delighted and we are happy and we are very honored to have the possibility to facilitate you and to lead you up the way. And I hope this will be a great experience for you and a little bit of practice for the design thinker pros already that I see here, as well for those who are maybe new to such kinds of formats. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for being there, for being with us now. Let's get this party started, and I'm going to share my screen, which is more or less, that's the wrong screen that I'm going to share, but this is our morale. I hope you can see that now in my screen, and we want now to start. If you have any questions, just please come off mic. If there is anything, just let us know. And we are here in this lightning decision jam and want to find out what have we learned, what was like the biggest problem for COVID, how did we solve it, do that in an interactive style. I think the first thing is that we introduce, and I'm going to be a little bit rude, I'm going to summon you all where I am at the moment in the morale. And first of all, I wanted to introduce the other facilitator on the side, Benjamin Dehand. He's a great web designer and workshopper, as his LinkedIn profile tells us. Moreover that, it's great to work with him. He's one that drives, his drive to learn is remarkable. I don't have said this. This has been said by Mehmet Karakos, who was two-time most valuable player at the Global Virtual Design Sprint and facilitator and mentor of the team, where Benjamin was the lead designer for the prototype and did an awesome and great job. He was, for this, voted among the top 10 practitioners of the Global Virtual Design Sprint, which was out of 140 practitioners, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm happy to work with you, and I'm happy to facilitate this with you.
Well, thanks a lot, Alexander. I'm not sure I will make something great for your intro. I'm sorry, but yeah, as you just said, and as some people might know, we met during the last GVDS of Robert, so we'll speak a bit about this later. So I want to say a few words also about Alex. So basically, I met Alex during the GVDS when I was asking info and tips about facilitation. So I was designer during the GVDS, but I was also curious about facilitation at that time. And Alex was always here to help me and answer. I was not in the same team, but we started to connect like this. And a couple more words. So Alex is a digital nomad with huge experience in online marketing, e-commerce, and design thinking. And that allows him to help business and startup to innovate and create new product and increase their incomes. Alexander is specialized in growth hacking and design sprint, which is the perfect combo for doing prototyping workshop. So I'm happy to facilitate with Alex today, and thanks again.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you like, I think most of you should be connected, but if you like to connect, you just can put in your LinkedIn profile here as well. This I can show you very quickly how this works. You go to LinkedIn, you see it on the Zoom screen now. If you want to see that, I think most of you are familiar with that. But if Zoom is coming up, if LinkedIn is coming up, you see that. You just click on your profile, and then you have this URL here above. You just copy it, and then you paste it directly here in this section. And then people can connect with you. Having prepared this LDJ, and we're now at the resource section down under while you put in your profiles, we have we used some of the resources that we like to name. First of all, of course, and that is the first two things here. That's a video from AJ and Smart, and this is the PDF. They have invented this kind of workshop, Lightning Decision Jam. This is heavily inspired by design thinking and by the design sprint. Obviously, but they have made a great job, and we have adapted this, as you might see already, LDJ from the East in the Japanese style. So it's coming from AJ and Smart, and we want to reference them.
Aside of this, we put some reference. So I will start quickly with the atomic habits, which is a great way to work and to, manage a project and to make very small task out of big project to get things done. And we try to put an exercise related to atomic habits in this workshop. So we just wanted to make a reference to this work here. And then we have, of course, Robert Scrub, as you might see his LinkedIn profile and the GVDS. By the way, if you click this link, you can register for the new GVDS 5 in October. And I really recommend this event, and I think Alex too. This is a great place to practice facilitation or design sprint and to meet everyone from the community. And of course, you should connect with Robert if it's not already done, because he's a great guy and he's always taking care of everyone. So really recommend him.
And even if you have no clue about design sprints, you can just join this event. It is an online virtual event. It is awesome, the way, the techniques you learn, the people you learn, get to know, and you can just sit there as a researcher, for example, in that role, and be part of a fantastic group, just like here. The last things, so we have here this Japan Flat by Maxicons and vote on elements in mural. So we have some mural links and how we did design and how we did the icons, so that if you say you like that style, and maybe you have a background as well in design, or you want to start designing your own murals, you can use that. What do we have? Yes, exactly, Americo, you're fully right. If the picture is not showing up, like with Sylvain, you need to change your security settings. Normally, by default, they are set in that it does not show your picture. I had that problem too at the beginning. Very nice, very nice. Shall we go for the first exercise? What do you think?
Yes, let's jump into the icebreaker, shall we?
Shall we? Yes. And maybe again, I summon everyone. And I just did, and maybe you can explain how that works.
Yeah, sure. So let me just quickly. Okay, so this is an icebreaker we found, I think maybe on Bordel, but this is something Sylvain will speak about later, I guess. So anyway, the idea of the icebreaker is to practice one thing, practice how to use Mural, and also to get to know each other a bit better before jumping to the workshop. So for this icebreaker, it's going to be about GIF and your emotion, your feeling at the beginning of this workshop. So I will quickly explain how to do this. So on your mural, on your screen, and you can follow on Alex's screen, on the left, there is a space with tools, and you can click on the picture icon. I think it's the 5 or 6 image on the left. And if you click, you can then search for pictures. And the trick is that if you write just after a picture, you put a space and GIF, then you will find a lot of GIF. And then the idea is to choose one that represents your emotion right now at the beginning of this workshop. So you can find something fun, something, how you feel right now. And as well, you can add a post-it, a sticky with your name on your GIF. And so this will help you to use Mural if it's your first time. I already see nice things coming.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Where is Alex? Oh,
yes.
This one is Alex. We'll know about it after.
And you just, exactly like Sylvain, you just double click, and then you get this post-it note, and then you just put in your name, and then you use this as a little, as well as a little introduction round.
Do we have everyone?
Very good. Maybe I start.
Yeah.
So Benjamin has already introduced me. As a facilitator, I'm always nervous. I learned a new word in French, j'ai le trac. That's Lampenfieber in German, if you like to know that. And I'm a little bit nervous because I'm facilitating, and that's always a good sign for me when I'm in a public space, because then I know this is my road to performance. Unfortunately, there's no shortcut on that. So I'm a little bit nervous.
Then
So,
who's next?
Who's next?
Who wants to go? Margot, maybe? In French, we always do this. In France. Margot, maybe if you're here, can you introduce yourself quickly and your emotion as well?
Just need to unmute. Unmute.
Where is she?
Yes. So I'm Margot. I was a front-end developer, and then I decided to take courses again and became an UX UI designer. And I'm really happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sylvain.
Sylvain is running. Let's discover one.
Mute, mute.
He's on mute.
Ah, yeah. Can you hear us, Sylvain?
Unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good. Perfect. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Hi all. So I'm Sylvain. I was a UX designer, and now I'm an entrepreneur. I try to build stuff for designer like mydesignspring.io and bordel.io. With Jeremy, we launched that 2 months ago. Yes, it's a sprint. Today, I did a lot of things before this workshop. So I'm happy to be here, but I'm very excited, you know, and I have a lot of things to do. Yeah, it's the mood of this morning.
That's fantastic. And we just wanted to say this are two great resources that are going on. And I will just put the Bordel link
Thank you very much.
next to you, because I think that is for all the people that that would be a good thing. Let's see if, yes, I put that near you.
Ah, great.
And just check this out. It's an awesome. You have a lot of design. There is someone that just joined, Marisa Ruppelt, right? She's muted and we cannot see her, but Marisa, I just put the link of the whiteboard that we're working with again in the chat. Please click on it. And if you could unmute yourself and if we could see you, then we will come to you in a sec. So that was Sylvain, and Jan, isn't it too early for a beer?
It's never too early for a beer. That's the first rule. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm happy to join this workshop. My name is Jan. I'm an owner of a software company, and I'm really embarrassed because I cannot add my LinkedIn profile. You know, I'm working with software, but I cannot just do it. And really embarrassing. And I'm just thirsty, and I love beer, and that's really that's all. I mean, like, I'm happy, and I'm happy with the beer, so that's me. Simple.
Thank you for joining, John.
It's soon the Oktoberfest, no? I think, no?
It was cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
So then we have Marcus. Please go on.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marcus. Coming from a small and rural area in Germany. I'm not a designer. I'm a marketeer. I've been working a long time in marketing, sales, business development, and beginning of this year started with my own company doing innovation and strategy consultancy. Well, and I have chosen the coffee mug because this morning was already a bit stressy and I didn't have as much coffee as I would like to have had. So I think that expresses my current emotion the best.
Thank you, Marcus. Yes, so you need a bit more coffee, but thanks to be here.
Yes.
And then we have Americo. I don't know what is this gift, but maybe he will explain to us. Hello, Americo.
Hi, everyone. This gift is all about energy. I'm very energetic in the morning, and I'm feeling great. Well, I think we are in a mood to introduce ourselves as professionals, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm Americo, 46, married, 2 daughters, and I live in Lisbon. Since university, I work in market research or marketing research also, inside or outside business. I work in market research around 3 years ago. My wife had a very complicated health situation, and I had to change everything in my life, and I went solo mode. I consult in marketing, a lot in research, and lately I've been introducing myself to the innovation field, and well, that's it. I'm at the beginning of the year. I was trying to go on a more corporate setting with a couple of friends, but then this COVID thing changed everything, and we are waiting for a vaccine to put the world in order again and resume our plans. And it's mostly this.
Yeah, you are totally right, Americo, and it's kind of making the bridge with what's next about the COVID. I just want to check if Marissa could join or not, Alex.
I had a chat with her that she tries to rejoin, and when she is doing so, I will send her the link again.
Okay.
Let me have a look. Where is that? Yes, so I will do that again. So coming to our first exercises and now getting started, we are going into the lightning decision jam. Some of you know already, some of you don't, but it's an easy one. So we start with things that are working. So what we want to find out? We want to find out what have been like the biggest problems during our COVID time. How did we get them solved? Or what were solutions, or what could be solutions for that? But we start actually a little bit different. So we have an LDJ from the East. So it is the story of a young warrior that wants to become a samurai. And he has to go a path. He's living peacefully in his hometown, but then an invisible enemy is coming, and he's thirsty for adventure, and he wants to actually face this enemy. But from his past experience, a lot of things were already working. So the exercise is now in this area, and I'm going to summon you. Where am I? Just start with the things that are working. Is to tell us when COVID started, and now we can reflect on that. what things didn't need to change, what was already working, what could we actually put forward, what was already good when we were doing this. The way the exercise works is that you grab yourself one post-it that is, you double click on it, and then you can type anything. I, for example, had a good internet connection, and I was not aware how good that was, because we normally in Germany are not so happy with the German telecom. So that was something that was already working. If you need another post-it, just go beside here and double click, and then a new one pops up. Start doing this exercise. If you have any questions, just come off mic and ask us. And as the godfather of timekeeping, I will give you 4 minutes on this exercise. Some have already started. That's wonderful. I start the timer right now. And I give a little bit. I experimented with that during some sprints already. I try to give you a little bit of background music. And just let your mind flow around there, what was positive when COVID started.
Alexander, many of these stickies are blocked.
Okay.
Blocked.
Let me.
So if you double click, you can edit, but if you try to simple click, it's blocked. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I just need to be more firm with my double click.
Yes, but that is truly, that is something that I encountered as well with morale. Click, double click thing, and so on. But you can as well go on the side and we put some more sides. If sometimes morale is a little bit laggy, if that is the case, so there's the boost button, we have all pressed that. But if it is not working, if it's slow in responding, the trick is just to reload it, refresh the page simply, and then it comes back.
I think we should have put Japanese music to make it perfect, but maybe it's hard to find a playlist of Japanese music.
Well, I think it's not hard. I just simply haven't thought of, and it's depending. So I would have played like classical Japanese music, not that, you have this AK-74 or something. You have like boy and girl bands that in Japan that consists out of 50 members. That's like very, very, very crazy thing. We would not do that.
Yeah, we would not do this.
And if you have written one, you can write another one and just let your mind flow and just bring out what's there. It's the exercise to get started and to bring our brain in a creative mood, as we would say. Having said this, I have a last minute warning for you. We still have 60 seconds to go. So then we have the last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for flying with Air Benji and Alex. This is the sound. I think you cannot change the sound yet. Finish the card that you're just working on. Don't start any new one. As we have now gathered all the positive things, just give it a read, just go through as well to the other cards, and maybe 2 or 3 can come off mic and read one card they have written or something that they found, and just tell us their feelings. Who wants to
start?
Otherwise,
the beginning is always a bit hard.
Yeah. Otherwise, we start calling names, you know.
I think Sylvain is smiling. Maybe he should go.
Yeah, if you want. No, it's the working at home works very well, I think, to meet new people, you know, because you always work with the same people when you're in a company. And I think working at home help us to join webinar, for example, like that, and meet other people, because we love discuss with people. So it's a disadvantage of obviously of working at home also, but it's a good way if you are curious. You can in internet meet a lot of people and create a great connection like today. So I think it's a great advantage, and it's worked very well for that.
Great, Sylvain. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So another person, then we move on to the next exercise. Don't worry, you all will come off mic and tell who wants to say something.
I can.
Yes, Margot.
I think some people don't have a job anymore, and then it's an occasion to learn new things, new or other things that interest you. So I really think it was a good occasion to learn.
Nice perspective.
Thank
Marcus,
you,
you were like doing like this, I think. Not sure.
Yeah, correct. But I thought ladies first, and as you just wanted to have 2 people speaking,
Yeah, but if you have that, so very gentleman, wonderful. But if you have an impulse, just go ahead.
What I really like about, I mean, I've been working from home for a longer time, even before COVID. So I was used to it. That was a really good point for me. I was used to it. I had the equipment. But what I really like about it is that you really spend less time on useless things like traveling or driving by car, which is actually a waste of time. And I think it becomes even more obvious now to many people how stupid some business travels for a 1-hour meeting have been. And I'm also pretty sure that will continue in the future after COVID, that people think more about it.
Don't tell the guys that flew business class.
Well, you get 70% off at Lufthansa currently.
Yeah, true. But I think you have to book 2. And then
Check it.
Okay, now we are going to capture the problems, and Benji, I hand over to you. Going to summon first everyone where we are, and now we're going for the next exercise. Benjamin.
Yeah, so we are now on the second part. It's capture all the problems. So the idea is our young warrior is going outside his village and he's facing this new threat, which is the COVID wave. And he has to write all the problems that this COVID is causing. And so he will take time to write this. So everyone will have a couple of minutes to write all the problems they faced during this crisis since the beginning and now. And feel free to write everything that you have in mind about the problems you encountered in your work life mainly, but also if you have private life that you want to share about this. So yeah, we will have maybe Alex. How long do you want to give them?
I would just start as well with 4 minutes. Maybe we give an extra minute at the end if you're
Yeah.
working. If the post-its are not
I will
enough,
add more post-its, I think. Yeah.
yeah, and everyone can add as well, like by just double-clicking. And I will see what Johann Strauss the second says to this. I think he has. Yes. Let your mind flow. The first 2 or 3 things come out normally, naturally. Normally, then you get stuck. If so, two ideas. One, look at the other post-its. That normally inspires you. And the second thing, think about something totally out of bound, which you would consider crazy. I always go to space in that direction, and I would assume that we have problems on Mars or Moon or something like that. That normally helps a little bit to get the mind a little bit more going. Of course, stay with problems. Don't go for solutions. Marcus and myself had that in a discussion yesterday, that we're often too solution-oriented. Just stick with the problem. And you can reformulate one problem, of course.
And you have 1 minute left. We will see if we add time.
Come on, we are all in such good mood, as America said. We just, what the heck, we give another minute. We add one more.
Okay, go. Okay, during this last minute, I'm going to start arranging a bit the post-it, but please continue what you are doing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks for flying with Air Benji and Alex. We have to tell Morale that we have to change the sound in some way. If you're working on a card, don't rush. Finish it. Don't start any new one. And Benjamin and myself are just now deleting not used cards and arranging that a little bit. Exactly for, oh, I have, that's okay. So we need 1 sec. Oops. This one goes here. Okay. Okay, that I see already a lot of that. And you can already start reading through the different cards. What we are going to do now is that we're going to vote on them. Thanks, America, for your help.
Oh, thanks.
That's cool. Now you see the grid that we have provided of the different cards. I think it's not too many. So I think we do not need to categorize in the affinity diagram. What do you think, Benjamin?
I think you are right, Alex. So for the voting session, we are going to start soon. I would give everyone maybe 4 votes. What do you think, Alex?
I think 4 is perfect. I think that's perfect. We're now going to vote on the problems to identify the most important problem that we had and ideate some solutions that might be already of the past. Maybe that is something that is still to solve. Read through the cards. I'm going to be, again, rude and summon you. All of you, of course. And read through the cards. I think I would give you like 3 minutes for that, including the voting. And Benjamin, you can set the voting session.
So I'm going to start the vote session and I let you handle the time. Up, here we go. So for voting, for those who are not used to it, you just have to click on the card, and if you, so you can put 1, 2, 3, or 4 votes on one card if you want. And for this, you just have to click on the post-it for voting. And if you click again on the number, you can add more votes or delete the votes. And yeah, basically, that's how you do it. If you have any question, feel free to ask us.
Okay, Sylvain, the visiting bird, is giving votes and losing it. Yeah, Benkovic has 1 vote and might come in first. America started. We're just voting on the blue post-its with something on it, obviously. Take your time. You still have over 2 minutes for voting.
So we have some people who finished already. I see Marcus and Sylvain are done.
Obviously, Benjamin and myself will not vote. I'm not sure about Marissa.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Marissa...
She did not rejoin.
I don't know if she's
I think
here.
she's in the moral, but
I think we are almost good to go, but we have 1 minute left almost, so it's perfect.
Yeah. So take Margot, America, take your time for your final vote. And I think we're done. So we can stop
Okay,
first
let's
of all the
end.
timer, end the timer. Love that sound. And now going to stop the voting session, see what comes out, Benjamin. I'm curious.
Oh, it's done. So let's see what happens. So we have a winner, which is a lot of projects are postponed with 4 votes and 4 unique voters. So it's good to know this inside too. And 3 votes, we have difficult having in-person meetings. And then we have a couple of 2 votes cards as well.
Okay. Then
So I will let you, Alex, maybe take the next step.
Yes. So I'm going to make a border around the ones that have been voted high. We take only the top voted problem. Lots of projects are postponed, and that was a problem for a lot of us. And with that, we now helped our little warrior in his past to become a samurai. He can now go on to the next exercise. And the next exercise is, and I'm going to summon you all, is to reframe the problem. We have now identified the problem. And the way you do that in design thinking is that we formulate that as a how might we question. What does that mean? We try to convert the problem into a challenge. And now the tricky part comes, Marcus, we discussed that, not to think in solutions here, but to stay with the problem. Fall in love with the problem. Don't think of how you can solve it. How might we help? So how might we formulate this problem? We have lots of projects are postponed in a how might we question. How might we get, the way it works is that, again, you double click on one and we abbreviate that normally with HMW, but you can as well write how might we find a way to have to not have projects postponed. This is the most obvious one that I have taken. I'm sorry for that. This now is a way, but think about what does lots of projects are postponed mean? How do we go about it with a how might we? Can we formulate that into a how might we question and reframe it in a challenge? I've shown you this example. We have an example above. If you have any questions, just come off mic. And this time I give you a little bit more pressure. I don't give you 4 minutes, I give you 3 minutes for that. And they are starting right now. And I'm going to ask again my friend Johann Strauss II if he is nice enough that he has something in his Spotify playlist for you. Actually, I have a playlist. It's quantity over quality. Don't overthink it. Just put it out. Put it out. Put it out. And even if you think it makes no sense, it makes, for someone it will make sense. Just put it out and just get it going. If you're stuck, look at the others. Let your mind flow. Just get it out. And as said with America, you need a firm double click on that. If not, just go under it and double click again. Then you should create a new post-it like that. You still have 1 minute to go. Try to push, push, push. Get the last ideas out. Just grab one, even though you don't know what you write. Just go in and how might we, and just let your fingers type. Last 15 seconds.
And 5 seconds.
Yes, 2, 1.
1, and it's done.
Again, thanks for flying with us. Finish the card you are just working on. If you're not working on a card anymore, don't start a new one. And if you're finished, deselect your card. So click somewhere else that we can then take it into voting. I think we're going to delete those ones that are that have left empty.
I think we're quite nice how might we actually.
And that's very nice. I think we do not need to affinity diagram them, but just have a look, read through the cards, and then vote on them. I don't know. I again give you 3 minutes for looking through it and voting on them. Benjamin, how many votes should we give this time?
I think maybe I would just give 3 this time. What do you think?
I think 3 is perfectly fine.
I think we are going to do like this, yeah. And so I'm going to start the voting.
One moment. Someone has to deselect its card. That's I think it's one of the visiting birds. There is, yes, exactly. And now, because otherwise we cannot vote on the card. That's tricky a little bit. You have to be aware. I think it's different in Miro, but in Miro it's like that. Sorry, Benjamin, go ahead and
no problem, everyone. So let's start. So probably we will add 1 minute because the timer was running.
Yes, and I'm doing that. It's a good idea. I'm doing that right now. And really take your time if you need that. Actually, that's the song for COVID. You know that COVID was coming from bats, and they were in a transformation, were spitting over to people, and that one is from Johann Strauss, from his oeuvre called The Bats, and it's the start, the overture.
Oh, circumstance.
Okay, we have finished the votings. Thank you very much. I can end the timer. Yes.
Okay.
And I think we can end the voting session.
And so I'm going to end the voting session, as you just said. So what do we have? Let's see. Okay, so we have two top votes. So how might we explore new income streams and how might we reduce costs to 0? And then with 2 votes, we'll see if we need them or not. So what do you say, Alex? Should we prioritize problem maybe?
We should prioritize the problem. Obviously, that's thing. I think it's interesting because you see how many business women and men we have here in, because that are like exactly the 2 questions that you have to ask yourself when revenues go down in a crisis. So that's very nice. That's very nice. I like that a lot. Yes, I think we should prioritize the problem. We should do the wiggle game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to copy the balls down here. And maybe
I'll
you
let
are
you do
going
it.
for the wiggle game?
Okay, let's take the first one. Okay, I can click. So the idea for the prioritized problem is I'm going to select a post-it, put it in the middle, a sticky, and everyone is going to move her cursor, her mouse, somewhere on the diagram. If it's like low or high interest, impact, what do you think about it? So I will take this first, how might we explore new income streams? I will put it in the middle. Give me a second. And so move your cursor where do you think it is. So it seems, okay.
Wow.
It's quite obvious for this one. And then let's take the second and we are going to do the same. Where would you put it? And try to not put it in the same place. Oh, it's a bit, yeah, I would go for here, I guess. Jan is in the high statistic. Okay, so let's put it here. So I think we have a kind of winner and we would focus on how might we explore new income streams, which is very interesting. So
And
now,
while we prepare the next exercise, maybe Jan Benkovic can come off mic because you were like screaming and shouting because when that was selected, and maybe just reflect a little bit on
that. You mean reflection on why I put the 0 on the low prior?
Yes, no, why you think how might we explore new income streams is the right winner?
You mean, okay. Well, I will just put it in my view on my business. Usually the projects in my business are postponed because of the money. It's very simple. So to be honest, you cannot do much about it. You cannot persuade customer to, you cannot make money from nothing. Usually their budgets are hold or on stop or completely stuck. So you cannot change it. You have no power over that. So only thing you can do to find more resources. That's the reason why or new streams. That's the reason why you need to put it on a high level. Well, at least as I understand how this game is played. And on the other hand, the reason reduce cost to 0, why is on my case in really low prior, or in this voting in the middle priority, it's because when you have a cost on 0, you have no money, so you will not survive. You will die.
Okay.
It's all about I'm capitalism. Really, I'm thinking a lot of about money. You don't have money, you cannot pay your people. Your people will leave. Your company will die. Simple. Cannot afford it.
Okay. Very appreciate your perspective on that.
Yeah,
that's fine. Americo, maybe you can tell us a little bit. What do you think of what we have voted so far? A lot of projects are postponed. How might we explore new income streams? What do you think about? What?
I think it's a great challenge. I think that was my most significant challenge. I will say that reducing costs was easy to me. For me, I did it reasonably well. But open the income stream, new income streams, like you have your projects canceled. I was able to have some of those projects canceled back because the cost structure changed significantly, and people projects that were meant to go on a face-to-face approach was switched to virtual, and that has a more light structure cost. So some projects were regained, but open to new income streams was more difficult for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because maybe I'm a service, I'm not a product, so maybe because of that.
Okay. Thank you very much for your reflection. Very interesting. Marcus, you want to add something? Then you have to unmute yourself.
I edit. I think the result is quite interesting. There is an HBR article where they analyzed which companies had been the most successful after the financial crisis. And they found out that those companies that had been only focusing on cutting costs were not really doing well after the financial crisis. But best performing were those that really managed to cut the, I would call it now, unnecessary costs and shift the money to new potential opportunities. They were doing the best. There was a couple of weeks first analyze of how companies have been acting now in the COVID crisis, and you see that more or less almost 70% are only focusing on cutting costs again. So it's interesting to see this clear direction here in the voting.
Very nice. HBR stands for Harvard Business Review, I guess. If
Sorry.
you have, no problem. That's all fine. Interesting article. If you have that handy and would have a link, I would share that with the other participants as well, of course.
I will check it later and post it.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you.
If you do, then you can link it later.
Awesome. Okay, so our little warrior is on its way to become a samurai. Benjamin, where are we?
Yeah, so let's go back a bit to our storytelling. So our apprentice is on his way to become a samurai, and on his way he finds a temple, and as he's looking for answers, it's a perfect place to go. He met a monk and he starts to speak to him, but the monk said that he should meditate without speaking, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So now with your how might we explore new income streams, you are going to ideate, so you are going to write on the post-it everything that comes to your mind that could solve this question. And so for this, we will have maybe, Alex, you are the timekeeper, but
thank you.
What do you say?
I would say, so we want to have good solutions. So I will pressure you a little bit. I might give a little bit of extra, but let's start with 3 minutes. And the way it works, you know that now, and we're starting right now. You can already start and grab your first post-it. And I give you 3 minutes and see where we come here. If you know, from double click, if you have problems, we're going to put some more on the side here. And you can double click as well somewhere around. So there's lots of projects are postponed, which is the main problem. How might we explore new income streams is the framing. And now we think in terms of solution. Of course, as I said, I'm always thinking about the crazy stuff. So I could open a design thinking agency on Mars. That would be a possibility, or maybe not, but you can think about that and be inspired as well. Let me help you a little bit with this. I'm not sure, do you have problems with post-its to write on them? Because it looks like, let me, yes. So let me, okay. So let me stop for 1 sec. I'm going to.
Anytime I double click, it creates a new one, which is locked, and I cannot move it.
Okay.
I have the same thing. Maybe I locked too much before.
Yes. I'm start to unlocking, and we're going to, so I stop the timer right now. I end it. And we're going to unlock that.
You designed this template, Alex?
No, it was
Yeah, it's me. I'm guilty. I locked everything. I'm always afraid because things can move and it gets messy. But
okay.
So this is designed. This is not a template from Agent Smart.
the structure of the exercise is similar, but we did kind of the illustration and the story and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we do have it. I think you can see it in French. I think you'll find it on Boardly.
Yeah, actually.
Boardly, the company and the new resource from Sylvain, which most of you might know. But there are like awesome templates there as well if you're not design thinking, but for example, you need, I don't know, I guess you can find a Kanban board and other things there as well. So check it out. Highly recommend it. So maybe everyone could try to grab one post-it now. I think we have unlocked it all. Can I have a hey, a thumbs up from you? Is it okay? Can you grab it? Can you grab it? Yes, okay. That is worth confetti. Confetti, 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 confetti. Okay, as we now were a little bit outside, let's go back and say lots of projects are postponed. How might we explore new income streams? Just go ahead, and I'm going to start again a 3 minutes timer so that you have probably 3 minutes. And if there's any problem, come off mic. Just helping a little bit to rearrange this. So we would still have 1 minute, but I add one more. We're in a good flow. I need to keep that. Maybe we can fill out all the posts. So keep going. We just have 1 minute left.
Maybe we need a affinity diagram after. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this time, yes.
Alex,
Yes?
do you have a lead magnet for your business?
What,
I'm asking if you have a lead magnet. Do you have designed a lead magnet for your own activity?
No, I don't know what a lead magnet is, to be honest. I'm not, and I'm not a designer. That might explain why that is the case.
No, a lead magnet is not exactly about design. It's about capturing.
Marketing. Mm.
It's about marketing. Yeah, capturing leads. And you designing a lead magnet is like having a couple of solutions in marketing automation that
A lead
yeah,
magnet. A lead magnet.
yeah.
Yes, now I get it. Now I get it. Actually, I try to get my design thinking clients by working directly with them, and I have not worked in the last year with that. I have worked with generating leads, and then what I would call a lead magnet would be a certain message with a certain landing page and certain concept. That's the way I would understand it.
Okay.
Maybe we can discuss that later, Miracle.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So I think we should go for some serious affinity diagramming.
I'm starting to organize at the bottom of the workspace.
Wonderful. And while Benjamin is doing that, I would like to ask Margot if you have encountered already such kind of workshops, and if yes or if not, what is your take so far? What is your experience so far?
But sorry, it's the first time that I'm doing this, and I was telling this to Benjamin, and I think it's really cool because I had no idea about what it was, and there are so many ideas. I would never think about it.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Sylvain, I think you work with a lot of designers, you have all the resources, but I don't know how your experiences with workshops are, and what do you think about at least the flow of exercises?
Yeah, no, it's very cool. Sorry, what is the question? What do you want to?
So the question is like, so we have now this flow of exercise and so on. So how is your personal experience at the moment? You feeling good? You think you're progressing? You like that kind of concentrated working without talking too much?
No, it's very interesting, and the idea is very great. The how my twin is very interesting because I think a lot of people don't really know how to help clients to explore new income streams. So I think we will explore techniques or some ideas about that, and I'm very interesting about that because I'm a freelance independent today. So no, it's very cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks. I think I have all the stickies, Alex, if you want to check.
No,
I think
it's totally fine.
I think we have all of them here.
Yes.
If you want to summon everyone, maybe.
I summon everyone, and maybe you can just explain how this exercise works.
Mm-hmm. So for the affinity diagram, well, I wrote a quick storytelling part, but anyway, the idea is that you are all going to participate. You are going to choose stickies and to sort them by category, but the category are not defined yet, as you are going to define the category after sorting the things. So if there is stickies with the same idea or topic, you put them together, and then we will name the categories. And so on the right, you have a place for redundant. If there is exactly same idea, we can put them here, or we can discuss them before sorting them as well.
Exactly. And the way it directly works is you take one, you put that under that category, and you take another one and put it there. And if you think that is a category, then you just grab your category name and put it in. Just as an example. and just do it as a group. Just go ahead and start. Just giving us a timer on 3 minutes, just for the purpose. If we need more category cards, just create one. Yeah. And we can put it a little bit, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Maybe I give you another category card. Oh, that's the category. Here, need more. Because sometimes it's a little bit of a mess. So we have some last cards to categorize. Maybe we open up a new category if we don't find something where we can put them, or there's the no category part. And now this exactly is happening, but I'm going to finish that. I think it's the last 4 ones that we have. One category is unnamed and has only 1 point. No. Okay. Maybe you can just once again go through it while I arrange that a little, Benji and myself try to arrange that a little bit more in the categories to see if there are any redundancies. Are there cards that really tell the same thing? And if so, then just mark them. The way to mark them is quite easy. You just click on them and then there opens up a small menu above and you can change the color there. Just do that. And we already have create new pipeline and open new pipeline. I would say they are the same. And as a facilitator, I would say create I like more, because that is a broader term. So I put open the pipeline over there. Create new sales funnels, explore new sales channels. I'm sorry. It's COVID, of course. No, I'm joking. Create a new sales funnel and explore new sales channels. I would say a funnel is a different thing than a channel. Like a channel would be the search engine, or LinkedIn could be a channel, but the sales funnel is really the way that you bring it. In regards to, is that create a new pipeline? You have to create a new sales funnel. You could say it falls under, but in this case, I would keep them both. Thanks for pointing out. And if there are not any more, then I would say we would go for a last big round of voting session. Benjamin, what do you think? How many post-its shall we? How many votes shall we give each person, each participant? You are mute. So I think it's brilliant thoughts, but unfortunately we cannot hear you.
Oh, yeah, it's the mistake of the facilitator. So I was saying, yeah, so as you probably said, but just to make it sure, so we are going to vote on the stickies, not the category, but it's just here to help you visualize more. So I think we would go for 5 votes this time. And yeah, I think 5 votes, and I will let you handle the time. But what do you think, Alex, for the time?
I think we let it flow now. We are good in time. I think we made on this to over the half of the next hour, so we are really fine. And you all were so good in voting and so fast, so we give you that. Then I would say start the voting session, Benjamin.
Let's do this.
You know how to do that, and just go ahead. Just vote on the green ones that you think that are important. Of course, you can place all your votes on one sticky, but if you try to limit it to 2, if you like an idea really, that normally helps in voting. Yeah, Jan and Sylvain always battling about the first one, crossing the line in votes. But for the others, that's all totally okay. It's not putting pressure on anyone. It's just a little game that we adapted from the grandmaster of the virtual design sprint, the godfather himself, Robert Scrope. We have some before. We have his profile, his LinkedIn profile.
Oh, the voting is quite fast, actually.
Yes. I think everyone is now, it's like when everyone is used to the process, and we have some very experienced design thinkers here. So for them, it's hopefully feeling like coming home.
Yeah.
A little bit of affinity diagramming and voting. Come on.
And I think we are good. Huh?
Yes, then stop the voting.
See the magic.
Oh.
Okay, so we have one winner, test simplified version of your product or service. And maybe in the 2 vote, we have some other interesting insights. Define your target market, look for new interlocutors within your current clients, run audit to propose attractive improvement, test new ways of monetize your product service, or start with many new ideas and test them rapidly.
I think we have to go, because we now want to identify 3 top problems. And for that, we have, of course, we have one already. That is good. But I think we need to do some kind of prioritizing problem.
Yes.
And maybe we can start doing a section just on the right to it, Benjamin.
Oh, you have the prioritize on the top if you want, already ready, or we can use another space.
No, then we can. No, yes, we have it on top. Sorry, I haven't seen that. So what I'm going to copy right now are the four ones, and we have to identify two, but we'll do that quickly. So
Actually, we have a fifth one.
There's a fifth one. If
Yeah,
you could help
I'm going to.
So we have one with 3. That is clear. That's the winner. That's already in. And then there is a fifth one. If you can put the fifth one, if you could copy that.
Yeah, it's
perfect.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Up, here we go.
Nice. So the way I'm going to this time ask you to follow me to see where I am. You can click on that if you like. But you see where we are, prioritize problems. So the first one is now in regards to our how might we open new income streams, and that top problem project got postponed. Run an audit to purpose attractive improvement. Is this of high priority? Is this of low priority? If you have things, then wiggle here or wiggle here. Let me have. You put that. Yeah, you put that quite in the middle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have it here. And then test new ways of monetize your product services. Is that higher in priority, or is that, oh yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's higher. Start with many new ideas and test them rapidly. Is that in regards, where does that sit? Okay. I think it's just a little bit, Look for new interlocutors within your current clients. Is that higher prioritized? Is that lower? Okay. That I would say sits somewhere, yeah, somewhere here. Redefine your target market. Is that lower? Is that higher? Okay. Okay, I put that here. So then we would have 2. So we will take 3 with us. And now going to the decision matrix. And I have to prepare that for a sec. So give me a moment. I'm going to copy the top 3. Maybe do it in a different way. Maybe copy it like that. So I'm going to prepare to decide what to execute. And that is often a very personal thing. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Give me a moment. And you already can go to this map, to this matrix that is normally called the decision.
So maybe, do you want me to explain how it goes while you copy the?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone, so you will have 3 dots, so you can already start to write your name meanwhile in the dots. And then we will use these dots to vote on the matrix on the left regarding our top 3 solutions. So it will be, if you think it's impactful and interesting, if it's strong for impact and interest, or low, and so you have the tips to help you, like give it a chance, explore it, do it now, or forget about it if it's not interesting and very low impact. So as I can see, some people already wrote their name, so let's do this first, and after I will give it back to Alex.
That is perfect. So the top voted problem is that a lot of projects are postponed, or how might we, to reframe it as a challenge, was how might we explore new income streams? We have top 3 solutions. Test simplified versions of your product service. Start with many new ideas and test them rapidly. Redefine your market, target market. And in the, as Benjamin said already, put in your names and start then. So we have the colors and it's color coded. And then it's an impact interest matrix. So in terms of impact, that's the, how do you say that, the vertical X, how much impact will that have on the problem that we have identified? If it's high, then you go very high. If it's low, you go down. And the other X is then to say, how much are you interested in doing that? So I would maybe pick here one last. Oh, we have as well, I think the problem here that they are all locked somehow. But maybe we can unlock them.
Yes.
For the,
Let me see.
Let me see if I can do that.
Oh, the part is locked and the part is not locked. So
tricky. Try to unlock it. So again, most of you are familiar with that, but the ones who are not, I'm just taking one dot, is so, oops, moment. So if I think that it has a high impact, I go very high on that. And if I'm very interested in it, I go to the right. If I'm not so much interested, I go to the left. And then you come into those different areas. And then we will have a little bit of time of reflection. And then we do have one last exercise for you. And I give you 2 minutes on that as you have already started. Yeah, and if it's locked, just double click on the post-it, then a new one comes up and you write your name on that. So there's 1 minute left, but I think we are quite well. I see from the faces some are working still on it, but that should be fine. Anyone encounters any problems with the sticky notes or so on? Doesn't look like. Are we all done? Can I have a thumbs up from those who are done? Thumbs up. Some are still working on it, so let's give it a little bit more time.
1 more minute.
I give 1 more minute. Exactly. That's a good point, Benji. No, good one. So 1 more minute. Take your time. Reflect on that, and be prepared to tell your opinion about it. I want to hear from all of you. What do you think? What do you think about the results and where you rate them? I would say we are all done. Is that fair observation?
I think too.
Yes. Okay, so this is nothing so much to moderate, but this is now as well for everyone to come. Thank you for flying um, with us and reflect a little bit. Maybe we start with Marcus. Why have you voted the way you have voted, and what do you think about the result?
Well, you see that for me, the solution voted with the highest impact and highest risk is the one start with many new ideas and test them rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
And I position it here because I think this has, it's a very generic solution, and the two other solutions could be sub-solutions of it. Therefore, I thought this would be the strongest and to start with it. If it then leads to a new target market or a stripped off solution of your current solution, that would be for me the result of the test. Therefore, I thought let's start really with the generic part and see where it could take us.
Okay, very nice. Sylvain, you were just doing some last minute movements, I saw. No, but maybe why have you voted the way you voted? What do you think about the results?
No, at the first time the test simplified version of product services, I put this this vote in give it a chance because I have the impression that they suppose clients have a lot of money to do that, you know, and so it's not really simple for clients to accept that. So that's why in the first time I put it on, but I changed that because it's for me more difficult to start with many new ideas. It's yes, it's illogical. That's why I changed it, because test simplified version can help the clients to just track some error or things that can help to make money faster. So that's why I changed at the last moment.
Okay, but what do you think about the results? Just
I think it's very great on the 3 post-its. I think it's not redefine your target market, don't really help the clients because you need money, you need to maintain your activity, you know. So it's interesting, but more how do you say flou? How do you say in French?
Blur.
So for the client, it's not very it's not actionable, you know, solution to make money and save the business. So that's why I think it's a very good result, because the simplified version can help them to, for a marketplace, for example, generate more business, more traffic in the platform, or more succeed in the funnel. So I think it's very great.
Americo.
I think the solution makes sense. I think the first option that I think the best positioned solution, that is testing simplified versions of our own products and service, makes sense, and that is what makes sense for me. Like, I can deconstruct some of my service, like having less elaborated reports, or having more automatized reporting that requires less man hours, and sell it cheaper. And that is something that I did for some clients. I think
awesome.
that is the solution that will fit better for me, and I think makes sense. The second, start with many new ideas and test them rapidly. I think it's okay. Let's say it. Testing. This is just a 50-50 shot. Okay. I was classifying this idea right in the middle. I did a bit more in terms of impact and interest, but okay. I think it's it's just an hypothesis, and it can work. Maybe it will open because we will learn something, and it will open our eyes for new ideas and make sense. The last one, redefine your target market. This is far more complex. Not I mean, most people nowadays goes in a very specialization mode. I'm not a specialized guy. I'm very T-shaped, and I can switch. For instance, I can provide service in social media, I can provide service in PPC, and I do all that for myself, for my own business, so I don't have to buy this service from anyone. But this is a bit more complex because it will require you hire more people. It will require adaptation in infrastructure and some knowledge of your team, and that is more complex. I think the overall solution is okay, and I'm aligned. It will depend a bit of each one of us in terms of our clients and the dimension of our clients and something like that.
Thank you very much, Americo. Thanks for your clear point of view. Master Jan Benkovic, you have
Hi.
always clear and strong perspectives.
Okay.
Share it with us.
Okay, thank you. I mean, like, as you might see, starting many new ideas, I put it really low and low. The other roles are more or less same like the others. So I will maybe talk about the one who is far away from the others, which is starting many new ideas. Well, in how I see it, when you start to do this thing, like starting many new ideas, it may disrupt you very much. Like, oh, try this, oh, try that, oh, try that, and then you are lost. You will lose the focus on one thing, which is, I think, really dangerous. You will just split into many new ideas, and it's hard to focus on one thing and to work on one thing. Well, I'm a simple guy. I can work only on one thing, but on 150%. So this is the one dot for me, which is really somewhere else than the others. About the other dots, I mean, like, I agree with everyone else. I mean, like, I think everybody, whole group agreed that on the other dots, more or less.
Thank you very much for sharing. Margot, the last words are from you on this exercise.
I thought it was really complicated because, every idea was important, I think, and interesting mainly. But I think I forgot a little bit the main point and the fact that was for incoming explore new incoming streams. But I agree with I don't remember, but yeah, Sylvain who said that if it's a little company, it can't invest on everything. So I think I would change my vote if I could, because I put everything on high impact, approximately, but and a big interest. Yeah, I still think all is interesting, but I think I would prioritize more.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a good point of view. Thank you very much coming, and this is a process, so coming through that is totally fine. Normally, as the design thinkers under normally, this would be like, Rob Scrope style, the end. But we said we had this from the book Atomic Habits, and we are going to decide your very first step. you know, we have this principle in design thinking that says getting started is more important than being right. Make yourself on the way. So the way I want you to do that, and I have a look, it's not locked this time. I'm going to summon you again. Sorry for that. I'm sorry for being rude. Is to put in your name and to say from the problem that you have voted top, what is the very first step that you're doing? The idea behind that is if you start the very first step, if you start working on a problem like for 2 to 3 minutes, there's this 2 minutes rule, you spend more than 2 minutes. You do more than the first step just. So, but what is the very first step on the top voted problem that you have? And exactly. So that would be great. Just put that in here. Put in.
So Alex,
yes.
Alex, just give me a bit more context. This is the first step regarding what?
So if you say, for example, so we said, okay, lots of projects are postponed. How might we explore new income streams? And you said, well, redefine my target market is the way to go for that, or for a company, for you, or for a company, you have done it, you have not done it. Then what would be the very first step to redefine your target market? What would be the first thing to look at? What would be the first step? Maybe you do a research, maybe you ask someone, maybe you start an Excel sheet and listing all your services. What is really like the first step to get this going? And sometimes if you say, I have done that already, or so, you can go from your memories and the past. If it's more, let's say, in a you haven't done that, then just think what could be the first step.
Okay, so my from the previous exercise, my most interesting solution, the most interesting solution for me will be to test simplified versions. So taking that in consideration, I will define my first step. Is that correct?
Perfect.
Yes.
All right.
I see that we have a link for the sticky of Sylvain.
Yeah. Love is work, and I think it's a great way to respond to the first sticky notes.
Mm.
Nice. I'm trying to put in the main problems as well, so that we have everything here. I think, Marcus, I just don't know what your main problem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Already doing it. I do it the same way. Wonderful. Write it down. And being respectful with each other is one principle of design thinking and should be a rule of thumb in life, by the way. So respecting someone's time and your time as well is something that we would like to do. So I would like to start closing a little bit this LDJ. We would have, we do have a section over here, which we would love to fill you out. It's the feedback section to give us a little bit on feedback, what you liked, what you disliked, what you wondered. You can do that right now. You can do that afterwards by just giving to click us as well. We are together in various formats and so on. Jan and myself will see each other soon in the co-working space and so on. So you can shoot us feedback as well, because Benjamin and myself want to learn. We want to improve our facilitation skill here. I think, Benjamin, we skipped the call to action as we are a very small group and we can record that on a separate occasion. What do you think?
Okay. No problem. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and we are in time, so it's great. Usually we always do a bit more, but great, LDJ.
So the last thing that I want you to do right now, besides connecting to each other, of course, would be you have written out now what you have, what would be the next step. That was like a little experiment from our side how that works. I want you to finish with how you feel. Best thing would be like one word. I would say, for me, I'm very happy because this went well in my eyes.
You want us to voice it or to write
Voice it,
somewhere?
voice it, voice it, voice it.
I think it was great. I can tell you that this is the first workshop I'm doing with AGN Smart format, virtual format that went very well. I think the team is we are few and that is already in favor, but it went very well, and I hope we can do more things like this.
We will, Benjamin and myself
Great
will.
initiative, yeah.
Super.
Totally agree. Yeah, no, nice ideas and interesting insight about each participant of this webinar. Love this type of initiative to help people, and it's very interesting to discover new facilitation tips too. So yeah, it's very cool. Thank you very much. It's pretty cool, and can share a lot of that. Can't wait to see another things or another template of Benjamin and you another facilitation webinar to discover more about this practicing, and it's a concrete subject, so it's very cool to work on that seriously. Thank you very much.
Merci bien.
Oh, by the way, just getting quickly, Alex, we must not forget to make the picture with everyone.
Yes, that's something we will do. So I will stop sharing while maybe Mr. Jan Benkovic can tell us what is your feeling, how you are feeling. That's a very nice T-shirt.
I need to set up myself first. I'm going to make a picture, and I have idiotic T-shirt, and that's not really nice.
It's a great one.
It's a fun T-shirt. It's a fun T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay. And about this, Marcus, about this workshop, I think it was great. I think especially during these times, COVID times and crisis, it's good to meet people that have the same problems and to hear other maybe opinions or ideas how to solve them, how the other people solving the problems. They can inspire the others. We can inspire each other how to get past this shit. To be honest, it's shit. So this is, I think, one of the most important thing, how to pass it, to speak with the others, because everybody has his own business, own problems, but and also own ideas how to pass it, and maybe we can inspire each other. So yeah, very good.
Margot, what's your take?
Yes, like it was my first time, and I think it was really interesting to think together about these problems. I don't have the word in English, but
say it in French.
It was very ludique, playful.
How to translate this? Yeah, playful or learning as a kid, something like this.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really happy to have doing this.
Awesome. Très bien, très bien. Formidable, formidable, formidable. Monsieur Lire.
Merci.
All people speak French now.
No, I will stop it. Usually embarrassing things happen when I try to speak French, so I don't do that. If you allow me only one word, I would say enlightened. But of course, I could really talk a lot about this experience. But I would try to keep it short and spend the rest later with you, Alex, on our podcast. But I had two really interesting moments here. First was really how the initial problem got rephrased in the how might we, and going into totally different directions. That was pretty interesting, and we had a long discussion, Alex and me, about it yesterday, about the problem frame, and it was a great proof. And the other thing was really how these different solutions got perceived by a diverse group, and how everybody has perceived it differently with their own background, saying, okay, testing different business ideas might be too distracting, taking away focus, while others, like me, would have said, no, let's try a lot first and then find those that work. So that's also interesting to see the power of diversity here in a group and a team.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Benjamin, can I ask you to take the screenshot?
Yes, just give me a second.
And
okay.
while Benjamin is preparing for that, and it's my little task for him, I have already grabbed an item. I have made my background like this, and I cannot put anything like this in because then it looks funny. But I want you to grab something that is on your table, that is near you, and
Which color?
And put it in like that, and of course make a funny face, something like
Product placement, you know. In Paris, they distributed for free that, so yeah.
Jan, you are the only one that, yes, show it to us. So give it to us, come on. Yes, yes.
Okay, I have a couple of screenshots. It was hard with the can.
Okay.
Thank you everyone.
And we will post one of those screenshots as well, like in our post right now. Thank you very much from my side, Benjamin.
Yeah, thank you everyone. It was great. I was a bit afraid of facilitating in English. Usually I do it in French, but it went well. Thanks to Alex and to everyone who can speak a bit of French. So great experience. And yeah, next time I will unlock some elements for you guys.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. À la prochaine.
À la prochaine.
Bye.
À la prochaine. Thank you very much.
Very well.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now only three, hey?
Yes.
I'm always waiting. Who is the last one? It's funny.
We want to talk still a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure, I will leave. No worries.
No problem.
No problem. No. That's why we are not leaving, obviously. Okay, now stopping the recording.
Yeah.